Hi there. So firstly, one of the most important screencasts you're going to see on RomanCart, and the reason is that autoresponders, and in particular we call this particular autoresponder the prospect sequence autoresponder, is like one of those kind of real sort of hidden secrets of internet marketeers, and it's a real way to really boost the amount of conversions that you get from people visiting your website. In other words, convert people visiting your website into customers and convert more of them. And how do you do that using an autoresponder? Well, here we are. If you just take a look at the screen in front of you here, this is one of our demo stores. This is oneshades.com. All right, and so the first point to note about this is that something like up to 90% of people visiting your website are going to leave within 8 seconds without clicking anywhere or without buying anything from you. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, the first thing that means is you've got to try and attract their attention really quickly. You want those people to buy from you because basically you're going to spend time, effort, and most likely money, for example, using things like Google AdWords, to drive people to your website. Not just Google AdWords, you're going to spend money on traditional advertising, you're going to be doing joint ventures, you're going to do, telephone, direct mail, and all these other forms of marketing that you're going to be spending time, effort, and money on driving these people to your website. You want as many of these people to convert to customers as you possibly can. And I absolutely guarantee if you've been selling online before, previously to using RomanCart, then that's going to be one of the questions that you've got on your mind, which is how can I convert more customers? How can I convert more website visitors to customers and thereby increase my profits? Well, this is one of the best ways of doing it, and it's a really simple form of email marketing. And if we take a look at the screen in front of us here, in fact, there's a couple of things I want to tell you first before we even go into autoresponders. This is a great layout for a selling site here. Your website doesn't have to look anything like this, but the point is that when people go to a website, they want to buy things. They don't want to have to click on a link that says "take me to your shop" and all this kind of thing. Yeah. So just looking at this website in front of us here. Immediately you go there. Just by looking at the home page, you can see a lot of products, and websites that sell the most are generally designed in this type of way. They don't have to actually look like this, but the concept is like this, so that when people land on your website without them having to do anything, they can see the products that you've got for sale and the prices. So that's just kind of like a tip. But so looking on the top right hand corner up here, you'll notice we've got a sign up here saying enter your email address and first name below and you'll receive a free guide to the sunglasses David Beckham and other stars are wearing this season. Now the point about this is that a lot of the people visiting this website, they're not going to be ready to buy right now. Okay, and it's going to be the same when they go to your website, they're not going to be ready to buy. They might look at a few products, they might just look at your homepage, and then most of them are just going to disappear, probably never to be heard of again. Or at least never for you to hear of them again. So if you look at this example here, then this email sign up in the top right corner, this is the autoresponder. This is the RomanCart prospect sequence autoresponder. So if you think a percentage of people visiting this website, they're not going to buy, but they might well be interested in signing up to something compelling, some free information. In this case, we've got enter your email address and you receive a guide to the sunglasses David Beckham and other stars wearing the season. For your particular industry, you make something up yourself. Whether it's good to kind of people love celebrities, but of course, as I say, it's different for every industry. And you're the best expert in the products that you're selling, so you're going to have the best idea out of anyone as to what is going to be compelling. That's going to make someone sign up to it. Now, the crucial thing about this is, if you remember, years ago, people used to put things on their website saying, sign up to our monthly newsletter, right? Well, let's be absolutely frank about this here. Who's going to go onto a sunglasses website and sign up to a monthly newsletter? Well, very few people. But who's going to want to know what David Beckham and other stars are wearing this season? That's just an example, by the way. You could put anything on there. Plenty of people would be interested in that. Whether you are personally, it makes no difference. Plenty of people sign up to this kind of thing. And that's what you want to think about. Just because, again, that's an important thing to note as well. Don't think about what you would like to necessarily read. Think about what, in general, the most amount of people would be interested in. Try and get them hooked into learning more about your products, because that's the thing. So the next thing to point out about this is how they actually work. So when someone comes onto this website and they sort of look around and I can't be bothered to buy anything now. But yeah, I'd love to know what David Beckham's wearing. They enter their email address there, they enter their first name there, they click on sign up now, and so immediately they get sent an email. In this case, the email about David Beckham, whatever you put together, and so they read the email, and it's not got any sales information. This is the thing, okay? All you've got in it is free information, in this case about celebrities and that kind of thing. But it sounds really weird, okay? But what you're trying to do is you're trying to be the person's friend. Okay, now it's very difficult. If you think, it's very difficult to do this on the internet. If you think, 50 years ago, people would walk into their local shop and there'd be a friendly guy in there or lady, and they'd have a chat with the shopkeeper, and then they'd say, "Oh, do you want the usual sort of stuff?" And they'd all be very friendly, and it'd be a nice one-to-one relationship that would keep people coming back to that shop again and again. People don't do that anymore, and so it's very difficult to create this rapport with your customers, to especially if they haven't actually bought anything from you yet, to make them come and buy from you. So someone comes along to your website, they enter their information there, and immediately they get this friendly email from you regarding, in this case, what the celebrity is wearing. Now, the beauty of this is, though, on RomanCart, you can then set up to 25 other emails which are sent to the person who signed up at a time relative to when they signed up. So in other words, I sign up now and I get that email. Perhaps one day later, I get another email from you, email number 2. Perhaps 2 days after that, I get another email from you. Maybe 2 hours after that email, I get another email from you. And it goes on and on. And like I said before, you don't put sales information in it. All you're trying to do is give the person free, friendly information regarding the products you're selling. In this case, sunglasses. You might start off with a celebrity thing, but you might, I don't know, talk about the difference between polarized glasses and non-polarized glasses, or how cheap sunglasses might not be so good for your eyes, or whatever it may be. In your particular sector, there'll be something. The thing to remember is, you're the best source of information on the types of products you're selling. I absolutely guarantee that you know more than what 99% of your customers are going to know about the types of things you're selling, and they want to know the information that you've got. And it's called permission marketing, and the reason for that is that people are effectively putting their hand in the air and saying, "Yeah, I'd love to know more about whatever information you've got to give me." And they're a very qualified group of people who are relatively easy to turn into customers, because and it works on a number of different levels. The first one is, obviously, you're communicating with these people who you've never met before probably, and otherwise they were going to leave your website. So just in that alone, you've got the opportunity to get across that you know what you're talking about. And what will happen if you do that is that, in 6 weeks' time or whatever, when this person is still wanting to buy a pair of sunglasses in this case, are they going to go back on a Google or Bing or wherever they're looking and just randomly find another website selling sunglasses, or are they just slightly more likely to come back and buy from you because you've had this opportunity to tell them, to show them that you know what you're talking about? Well, a percentage are more likely to come back and buy from you, and that's what it is. It's a numbers game. A lot of them will go straight back onto Google or wherever it is they search, and will go somewhere else probably, but some of them will come back and buy from you. And of course, what does it cost you in terms of effort? Very little. You just set this up once and it runs itself 24 hours a day. Literally, when people sign up in the middle of the night, they're going to get a nice friendly email from you. This is the type of thing that's very difficult to provide in the real world, but great on the internet. There's another way that it works as well, and this is my favorite. When you give someone something for free, and even if it's information, they feel obliged to give you something back. And what do I mean by that? Well, that time that someone gives you a present and they say, have this present, and you say to them, no, I can't possibly accept that from you. Of course, what you mean by that is, don't give me that present, because it means I've got to go out and buy you something at a later date, right? We know what we're talking about here, all right? Now, that's human nature. When people give you something, you feel obliged to give them something back, and it works with information as well. So you give these people visiting your website free information, they kind of feel like they owe it to you to come and buy from you because you've made the effort to give them that information. And it's human nature. It doesn't matter the fact that it's entirely automated, because you personalize it, you dear Bob, or whatever their first name is, you can make it all friendly and relate to them in the email. And in fact, I absolutely promise you, you will get lots and lots of replies to your automated emails if you write them really well, by people assuming that you took the time out to send the email to them personally. And it works really well like that as well. So that's why you should definitely be using the prospect sequencing autoresponders. There's a load of other autoresponders on RomanCart as well, which you can see in the other screencasts. But as a basic autoresponder, the first one you want to set up is definitely this one, because of the positive effect it's going to have on your sales. And of course, that's what we want. How do you set it up? So let's just take a look at this is the RomanCart control panel, and we're in marketing, email marketing, autoresponders, primary prospect sequence. And here's one that we've set up already here. And it's really easy. You can just add an email to the sequence. That's here. When you add the first one, it's automatically sent on sign up. And then the subsequent ones, when you add them, you can set the delay. So all these are set to go 1 day later. You could have this one sent 2 hours after signing up to the initial prospect sequence, and so on and so forth. So the next one will be sent 1 day after that email there, the second email, and each one will be sent 1 day after the previous email we've got there. It's really easy to set up. You just when you add an email to sequence, let's just click on that now. You'll see what I mean. Just the standard email form comes up, and you can enter the subject, the HTML message, a text message if you so wish. Just click on back there, and once you've set them up, you can edit them. You can view the emails. You can see if you can have tracked hyperlinks in the emails, and there's more information on that in the scheduled email screencast. And you can see how many of those links that you put in your email have been clicked on. You can test the email to check that it works as you're expecting, and you can delete the email from the sequence there as well. So it's really great. You can do all these things. And how do you add it to your website? Well, I just showed you the example of it on there. How do you do that? You just click on signing up prospects here, and it gives you the exact code. You just here we go. There's a bit of code there. You can cut and paste it directly onto your web page. There's a couple of things you need to change in there. For example, you want to put a URL in there of where the customer should go to after they sign up. Where should they go to if everything worked perfectly, which of course it should do every time. If it failed, for example, I don't know, there's some reason why they weren't able to sign up, or there's some sort of problem, then put a URL in there, http www.yourwebsite.com/signup failed.html, or whatever you want to create. And in here you put an HTML. If put a URL in if the customer is already a contact of yours, then you put a URL in there for where they should go to there, so that you say you've already signed up to this. You don't need to sign up to this again. So you want to put those in there, and then just paste this code onto your web page, and that's essentially it. Really, it gives you a field for the first name and the email address, and then you'll be able to have people sign up. And when you take a look at the customer relationship manager here, you'll see there's a couple of fields on here that are relating to the prospect sequence as well. Specifically, we've got the LPSEQ field there, and that will show when you use your prospect sequence, that will show the last prospect sequence number of the email that they received. And so that's really interesting, because when you've got a load of contacts on here, prospects, customers, you can see how many emails they received from you before they converted to be a customer. Plus, if you click on the SEQ magnifying glass there, then that will show you all the sequences that they're in, and the contact history will also show the customer has been sent that sequence. And of course, in every email you put a delist link, so they can quit receiving the emails from you any time. And if they do that, then they'll appear on here. The EP, which means email permission, will change to N, meaning no, and you'll see that that they've delisted in that way. So hopefully you can see how useful the prospect sequence autoresponder can be. We absolutely recommend that you use it on your website, because it will almost definitely increase your sales, simply because those people who you've managed to drive to your website, some of them who would have otherwise left, will sign up to your email autoresponder, and some of those people will then go on to convert to be customers. And in terms of effort, it really is very easy to set up, and you really want to do that as soon as possible. It is not unusual for a company to increase their turnover by up to 25% just from adding this to their homepage, usually within about a month, because it's just so effective, and it increases the communication that you have with people visiting your website, which again increases customer confidence in your store, and that just in itself has a great knock-on effect.